channel. So today's video is going to be on this makeup look. I wanted to do something that was very like fresh looking and just super glowy. So I used a bunch of glowy products on my skin and made sure that I was very highlighted and dewy looking. Although I am wearing kind of a lot of makeup, I still do think that this makeup looks very fresh and summery. Again, this is another tutorial that is not going to take any actual talent. It's very, very simple. Anybody can do this makeup look. Yeah, so if you aren't already, then please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a ton to me. I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers and I couldn't be happier. I'm so excited. And I also have a huge giveaway coming. And yeah, if you want to know how to get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is taking the shade Centerfold by ColourPop. This is one of their new pressed shadows. I'm not going to keep it in any like specific area or anything. I'm really just kind of dusting this all over just to create kind of like a wash. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black. And I'm going to start to smudge this in my lash line, and I'm using a Sigma E06 brush to do this. So I'm just keeping this as close as I can to my lash line and just really packing that in there. I'm not really worrying too much about if the line's straight or anything because we are going to smudge it out, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like at this point. So now I'm going to start smudging out the eyeliner, and I'm using the shade Corduroy by MAC and a Morphe M432 brush. So I'm literally just going to go right over top of where I put that eyeliner and I kind of just start like feathering it upwards. So it's not going to make like the hugest difference, but it just makes your eyeliner look so soft and feathery, and I just think it looks super pretty. And it also is going to make your eyelashes look a lot longer and thicker when you do this. So now that it's all basically smudged out, I'm going to switch to a kind of like a mini blending brush. This is a Morphe M506 brush, and there's no additional product on this, and I'm just going to go right over top of that and just kind of make it look a little bit softer. For my eyelashes, I'm using the Flutter Lashes in the style Intoxicating. I love these eyelashes so much, you guys. I've literally been wearing them every single day. Once again, like I said before, you do not have to use false eyelashes for this makeup look. It'd also be super pretty if you just wore mascara. I'm strictly just doing this because I love these lashes so much. So I'm going to move on to the face and then come back to the eyes after I have my face on. So to prime my face, I'm using the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is a very kind of like thick silicone-y primer, and it does a really good job of filling in all those pores. So I like to put it right on the apples of my cheeks where I have the largest pores. I'm just going to be using my fingers to just kind of slowly like work that in and really just make sure that it fills everything in. Then I'm taking just a little bit and putting it on my forehead just to kind of like even everything out because I don't want my cheeks to look like super smooth and then my forehead have a little bit of texture. So I'm just putting a little tiny bit on my forehead. Now just for a little bit of a base underneath my foundation, I'm going to be using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is in the shade Moonstone. So this is a liquid with a little bit of a shimmer in it. You can mix this in with your foundation to make it look more glowy, or you can just put it straight on your face and give you like that perfect dewy glowy look. So I'm just going to be taking a little bit on the back of my hand. Actually, that was a lot. Definitely not going to be using that much. And I'm just going to kind of dot this around my face. And then I'll go in with my damp beauty sponge and blend that all in. And this is just going to make your skin look super healthy and glowy and just really pretty and youthful. I love using this in the summertime because it just gives you such a natural looking glow and just looks so pretty. And so what I'm going to do now is go in with my foundation, and it is going to tone it down a little bit, but it's just going to give that beautiful base to it. So I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I have the shade 203. This is definitely by far one of my favorite glowy, like kind of dewy foundations. I have pretty oily skin, and this is one of the only actual glowy and hydrating foundations that I can wear without getting like super oily. I definitely can't wear it for as long as I'd be able to wear a matte foundation because my skin just doesn't agree with very hydrating and dewy things that often, but it still does last way longer than any other glowy foundation that I've ever tried. Then I'm going to go with a little bit of concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I use the shade Light Neutral. I switch between this shade and Light Warm. So I'm just going to be blending that out with a damp beauty sponge. And then I'm going to quickly set that concealer with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. I'm pretty sure I say this in literally all of my videos, but this is my all-time favorite setting powder. I love it so much. It just looks so beautiful on the skin when you set your under eyes with it. And my favorite way to use it is with a damp sponge and just pressing it into the powder and then pressing that directly onto the skin and then just kind of like working the powder into the skin. I like it a lot better than when I use it to set my face with a brush. I feel like the Beauty Blender just makes it look so much more flawless. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting everywhere that I put that concealer, because if I don't set my face, the makeup will move around on me and slip and slide around because I'm so oily. So anytime that I put a liquid on my face, I always have to set it. So I'm basically just going over anywhere that I put concealer, and then my foundation is going to get set with like my bronzer and stuff like that. And then I'm going to take some more of the shade Corduroy by MAC on a Morphe M432 brush, and I'm just going to tightline my lower lash line with this. And then I'm just taking this little blending brush with absolutely no eyeshadow on it and just kind of buffing that out so it doesn't look so harsh. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of the shade Liar Liar from ColourPop, kind of like a shimmery pink color, and I put it on this teeny tiny little brush, and then I'm spraying that down with some setting spray, and I'm going to put this right in the center of my lower lash line. Then I'm doing a quick coat of mascara on my lower lash line, and I'm using the Sephora Outrageous Curl Mascara. Now I'm going to bronze up the face a little bit, and I'm using the MAC Sun Power Bronzer. I usually use MAC Gimme Sun, but this one is just a lot deeper and it has more of a red undertone rather than an orange undertone. They are very dark and scare a lot of people away because they are so dark and they are intimidating colors to use as a bronzer especially. But using a really big fluffy brush like this one is a huge fluffy brush, it makes the bronzer look so natural. It looks like you've been sitting out in the sun for a couple hours. Then to contour a little bit, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going to be mixing these two shades together. And this is an Anastasia A22 brush. So I'm just going to be putting this right into the hollows of my cheekbones right here. And I'm not using too much because this is super pigmented, but I just want to deepen it up just a little bit so that I have some more definition to my face. Then I'm adding some blush, and this is the MAC Spring Sheen Blush. This is a gorgeous blush. It's showing up very kind of like nude on camera, but it's a very peachy tone blush with a gold reflect to it. Oh, it's so pretty. Stunning for summer because it does have that little bit of a sheen to it. So it's really gonna make your cheeks glow. And this is the Sigma F10 brush. By the way, that bronzer brush was a Morphe R7 brush. I think I forgot to say that when I was putting it on. Okay, now since I got just a little bit sloppy with the bronzer and contour, I'm just taking this highlight shade from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Kit, and I'm just gonna carve that out and bake this. So it's obviously not gonna stay like this, but it's just gonna kind of cover up any powder that I took a little bit too far down, and then when I wipe it off, it's just gonna be like a perfect contour line. So I'm just gonna let that powder sit on here for like 5 to 10 minutes and just let my face kind of heat up that powder to let it set and kind of like sink in. While we're letting that set, I'm gonna go in with my highlight, and I'm using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlighter. Oops. This is also one of my all-time favorite highlighters. It's just one of those highlighters that you really just can't go wrong with. So I'm using a Morphe R36 brush. This highlight is so stunning, and since I had kind of like a glowy base on, it makes this highlight stand out so much more because my skin is already pretty glowy. And I'm also going to be putting this right underneath my brow bone to kind of make it look a little bit more lifted. And also putting it in my inner tear ducts. I'm lining my lips with the Kylie Cosmetics Harmony Lip Liner. And then I'm using the Harmony Velvet Liquid Lipstick by Kylie Cosmetics. I absolutely love the formula of these lipsticks. They're super, super hydrating on the lips, and they just make your lips look so like plump and luscious. I love them so much. Okay, so that's it for this makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys liked this video. I know it's a very simple tutorial again, just like my last one, but I really just wanted to do this look and I love how it turned out. I love the lip color and I just think it's perfect for a very fresh looking spring makeup look. Even though I did kind of put on a lot of makeup, it still looks pretty fresh. Yeah, so if you aren't already, then please subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.